What's up, Jason? JS Management, y'all know what it is. You know, whenever we in the city, we in New Orleans, we touch down, we fuck with Nolazine. My nigga Nola Plug, y'all know what's going on.
This episode is brought to you by the Loyalty Club, one of the hottest brands out, where they keep their items limited and only for the loyal few. Check us out online at theloyaltyclub.us, or if you're in New Orleans area, you can check us out at our flagship store, 841 Fulton Street. You already know what time it is. Only for the loyal few, club time.
Gotcha. So, for the people who don't know, I'm like, tell them where you from.
I'm from a couple places. Most people know, my coming of age was in Memphis, you know what I'm saying? Originally from New York, I moved to Memphis as a child, so kind of represent both of them. We in Atlanta now, though. We sell shop in Atlanta, so.
Gotcha. So I want to hear about this, leaving from, New York, going all the way to, Memphis. Did you have one type of, culture shock?
Yeah, when I was a kid, yeah, most definitely.
Because, me going to New York when I was younger, they like, man, but y'all slow down there. They called us slow. Yeah. Like anyone in the South.
It's just, it's different. It depends on what your experiences is. Because New York, I was in a different side of New York. I wasn't on the part of New York everybody go to. I was in the Bronx. I was in, a lot of niggas don't go to the Bronx. So I was there, then you move to Memphis. It's different. And then a lot of people say, as I got older, why I ain't moved back to New York, or why I went back to New York as a kid when I was 17. I moved to Memphis. I moved back to New York when I was 17. And then I was like, I went back to New York, and then I realized it wasn't the same what I thought it was as a child. You see shit different when you a child, you know what I'm saying? So you leave, you go back to the projects or go back to the fuck you doing? Tripping. Let me go back. Go back down there, and then, kind of made that shit home for a minute.
Gotcha. So, growing up, did you ever think that you was going to actually become one, manager?
No, I always wanted to be in the music business, but I didn't know what I wanted to do.
If you try to
and
rap?
I kind of surfed. Nah, I ain't no try to rap. I ain't
you
talented
never
at
dropped
all.
a rhyme?
I ain't talented at all. Hell no. I know how to get some money, though. I know how to put some shit together and get somebody with you. If you know how to rap, I know how to do that. We're going to do that for sure.
Gotcha. So, getting out of high school, did you go to college?
I went to the Bronx Community College for one semester, and I dropped out.
Okay.
That's why I went back to New York when I was 17. I tried the community college shit for one semester, and I dropped it. Fuck that. This shit was too much.
And so, what year did you actually become one, manager?
I started working with Gotti in 05.
That's a long time ago.
Damn, I'm giving my age away.
and so, where you, working with, Gotti when you was still, dealing with Cash Money?
Yeah, that's when I came around. When we first did the Block Burnaz deal with Cash Money, you still had the TV.
Quarters and halves and ounces and shit you got in.
Yeah, that's later.
Yeah, that's later.
Still
way before that?
Yeah, that's still, yeah. I came around before That's What's Up was made. You know what I'm saying? That's What's Up. All this shit. They the Block Burnaz and all that.
Yeah, you was with Cash Money when, they had got in also.
Yeah, they were supposed to be the new Hot Boys. That was right when the Hot Boys broke up. You know what I'm saying?
Tell me about that story, Because, a lot of people don't know about them supposed to be, the new Hot Boys.
Well, what happened was Stunner came to Memphis one weekend. This time, Gotti had the town on lock. You couldn't go nowhere without hearing Yo Gotti around that time. Stunner came to Memphis for a party. They dropped their Gotti. Seen the club going crazy. Stunner, who was that? Whatever, made some calls. The next thing you know, he was in New Orleans, trying to make the deal happen. But Gotti had just signed a deal with TVT. And so he couldn't sign as a solo artist. So he was like, niggas hustles now. Hold on. We got a group, though. We can do the group shit. And the group was the Block Burnaz, you know what I'm saying? So they did the deal for the Block Burnaz or whatever. But it just ain't work out.
Gotcha. If I actually heard Gotti say that, Birdman, the first person, had to really give him some real money first.
Yeah.
And, you was there, so, because, Birdman got a reputation. Everybody talk about Birdman ain't paying nobody, but, Gotti have a different story.
Yeah.
And,
it just depends on your value. You know what I'm saying, bro? Already had value. Already had motion. So what you gonna give him $100,000? You already got that. You know what I'm saying? So it depends on who you talking to. If you somebody who don't got really too much going on, and he creating you, and he creating the situation, of course he got to invest more into you. So it ain't gonna be more going into your pocket. It's more going into investing into you to make you a star. But if a nigga's already a star and you already got motion, I can give you the money. You can still do what you do, adding gas to the fire.
I tell artists often, you got to build real leverage before you come in a situation. Other people gonna play you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even look at it as getting played. Like every artist always says, their first deal is their worst deal, and that's because a lot of times if they didn't have any value, versus or if you're an artist that already got value, already got motion, already got fans, you're already getting paid for shows, you have some type of value. Now, if you're an artist that's coming to the table, you don't have some type of value. What do you expect? Your first deal can always be your worst deal because somebody's taking a chance on you, and you use that opportunity. It's just like an investment. I always look at shit like, even if shit ain't a whole lot of money, you invest in your time in it. So you're getting your time to move to the next level.
Gotcha. So let's get more. I'm like into the Jason's story, like if like leaving if the cash money situation. And so what happened with Gotti? And you like ever like did he sign to one? I'm like hold on the label. Ever did he start on like CMG right after that?
Nah, CMG came later. It was still I&E, Inevitable Entertainment.
Okay.
So you know what I'm saying. He started. He did the deal. I think we did the deal with I can't remember which label it was. We ended up doing a major deal. We got out the deal with TBT, and then he did a whole nother deal. I think it was J Records or did some deal, and then it was fuck, I can't remember the name.
There's a lot of them.
We had a few deals. He bought himself out of deals. He had deals. He spent his own money, bought himself out of deals, all type of shit. Leading up to, if you're going to fast forward, leading up to the CMG shit through Interscope. Interscope did the CMG deal. After Epic, that's what I'm talking. LA Reid, Epic, that's who that deal was with.
Yeah,
then after that,
then
after that he did the Interscope deal for CMG.
Gotcha. And also, hey, before we go forward, I want you to give like a little, knowledge or like encouragement to someone who watching this interview and thinking about following behind, your footsteps, because basically you didn't really go to school for this, right?
Hell no.
You just learned like hands on.
I mean, with this, I just knew I wanted to be in the business. So I never really looked at it as trying to get some money. I wanted the opportunity. I already knew the money was gonna come after the opportunity. So like the way I even got around niggas was I started working at the radio station in Memphis. I was making $6 an hour working on the promotions team. And from there I just started meeting niggas. I got cool with the program director. He started bringing me around. I'm going to lunches with them, meeting niggas, and from there shit just meeting niggas, relationships, establishing shit. And one thing turns to another, and you right there. You made it happen.
Gotcha. And that's dope. So, back to the CMG thing. I always wanted to ask you this question every time I saw you. Mm-hmm. How do you filter your time to manage all those artists and be in all those different cities and just do what you do? Like, I never saw nobody actually do what you do.
Well, technically, I'm just booking management. So I handle one thing. I handle booking, appearances, shows, calendars, and all that shit. So it's like I'm not like there's a couple other artists I do more than just that for, like Bag, and a couple other people I do way more shit than that with. But for the most part, my job is just the booking shit. So it's scheduling. So if I can't know how to schedule shows, if I can't schedule my life out, I know how to map this shit out. That's all.
And for the people who don't know, tell them, it's also on a different type of managers, that road managers, booking managers, like real managers who actually go into the meetings.
Day-to-day managers, it's business managers, it's booking managers. Just everybody plays their role. There's so many different moving parts to this music shit. Like you just gotta find your lane of what you do best, and then that's your niche. So just like with anything else, you gotta find what you're good at, and go from there.
And so basically with that situation, if you someone need and you actually fill the void.
I mean, I wouldn't even say I feel the void. I just know how to. Back then, it was different. Like before Instagram and all that shit, I was getting on MySpace, and I was like, that's really how I got.
Telling your age.
Yeah, that's really how I got popular with the booking shit. Like, if you remember Pleasure P from Pretty Ricky when he first left Pretty Ricky, so I had Gotti and Pleasure P at the same time. So when he left Pretty Ricky, I was doing his shit because I was already doing Gotti shit. So I had both of them niggas put me in their top 8. And so my name on Instagram was Jason, Yo Gotti and Pleasure P Booking, and I'm in their top 8. So when niggas was Googling how to book niggas back then, I was popping up. So that's how that's really what helped me out a whole lot back then.
Hey, that's dope. That's real history.
That's a secret. Don't nobody know that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So, I want you to give a little advice to a music artist watching this interview right now. Like, cause about like a few years ago, Gotti actually did one challenge to actually get signed to CMG. So I want to know, like, for artists who like watching this right now, trying to reach out to you or anybody from CMG, like, what's the best way to like grab y'all attention?
Well, this is what I always tell. Like, I got partners down here, Stank. Was what I always tell this guy all the time. When you working with artists, the goal shouldn't focus on trying to get signed with nobody. The focus should be taking over your city first. The first step, if you're from New Orleans, your first motherfucking step or goal need to be to take over New Orleans. Fuck trying to sign with somebody. Fuck trying to do any of that. Lock down New Orleans. Because if you lock the town down, I guarantee you niggas gonna come looking for you. And this shit gonna spread over to other towns. And all I can do is give you the blueprint from what I done seen and what I done witnessed from just being in the game. Every artist I know who came up organically, locked the town down first, and the shit spread over from Gotti down to Moneybagg Yo, down to Pooh Shiesty and Big 30, who I work with too. All of these guys locked their city down first, and then they were so hot in their city, it spread over to other cities, and it just spread and spread and spread until, they didn't need nobody. They didn't go looking for nobody to sign them. Niggas was reaching out to them. So I always tell niggas, like, don't focus on trying to get signed, because if you do, you ain't gonna get the money you want. But if you lock the town down, your value gonna be way more. Focus on, I'd rather dump that money into the city and just take over the fucking city. Be the hottest nigga in your town and let it grow from there. Gotcha. That's what I seen it happen. I seen that happen like 8-9 times.
Gotcha. And also, and like shout out on like Stank over there. And that's gonna be my next, subject right quick.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of subjects with this guy.
Not fully on Stank, I've been seeing Stank personally.
Yeah.
Deal with you probably over 10 years now.
Yeah, something like that.
So and so the next subject is like business relationships. How the value of building a business relationship.
That's the other side that I do. Is like CMG is the fam and CMG is what I do, but I got relationships from being in the business so long. I got relationships with them and just every other artist too. So a lot of people that do shows and events and concerts will hit me to help them put together events with different artists and different. That's how I came in the game, and that's even how I started working with Gotti and working with all these other people. It's because people were calling me back then because I had established relationships with people from the radio station. So people calling me to put. I brought a lot of artists down here. Jeezy, Meek Mill, Future. I booked a lot of artists with Stank and brought them down to the city. So just different artists. So that's how I ended up getting cool with him.
And like Stank used to always talk shit and say that if nobody else gonna get them, because they ain't got Jason. Had to throw them on fast.
Because it's relationship shit. It's relationship shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, niggas gonna answer the phone for a nigga because they know they gonna call me for something. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just, that's all the music business shit is.
But I'm just saying, like, I really witnessed him work this, if y'all relationship to his favor and really help him for these past 10 years plus more.
Yeah.
And like, a lot of people be kind of like ruining their relationships. Like some promoters, like even if they don't got the back and they'll try to run off on the man instead of telling about the relationship.
Them niggas play all type of games and shit like that. Them niggas, I done seen every type of situation you can see. Playing with back ends and they fuck up the situation and get online and act like it's the artist's fault. And knowing that they didn't have the shit together the right way and they explain the shit and lies to the people. Then try to make it like it's the artist's fault at the end of the day. That shit going on, man. That shit happening.
And so, but looking back at it, and when you first started with Gotti, did you see Memphis taking over the game?
I really just saw us. So I just knew what we was doing. We didn't know CMG was gonna be as big. And I think in Memphis has always been like one person at the top of the town. A-Ball, MJG, 3-6 Mafia. You know what I'm saying? It's like after that, at 3-6 it was Gotti. So it's like we only really seen right there. Then we started doing the artist shit and getting the artists, and shit started getting bigger and bigger. And it's just kind of like fate, I guess. It happened. It kind of opened the doors.
And I'm just like me, and but looking, from the outside, it just looked like if a Gotti took Birdman formula and took it to Memphis and just brought it to a whole nother level.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was just dope. Like I never seen nobody just give somebody cash on a plane, on a jet and stuff like that. He just took it to a whole other level.
Yeah.
And like putting, like putting I'm like restaurants in
Nigga learned a lot of shit from them. Like nigga learned a lot of shit from Bird and them. Yeah, for sure.
So like, would you say that CMG is like mostly kind of I'm like inspired by Cash Money?
I think every Southern rap label is inspired by Cash Money.
Right. And I give it to them like No Limit too, but people.
Yeah, Cash Money, No Limit, Rap a Lot. All of them is legends and pioneers, and I think everybody kind of got the independent formula from them at some point in aspect.
Gotcha. So also, actually before we leave, we got to talk about your book. When I didn't forget about your book that you dropped.
Yeah.
So like actually, I'm like, what made you? I'm like, write a book.
It ain't really a real, like it's a novel in there. It's just something I wrote on my phone, but it's like I got frustrated with a lot of artists saying they not doing nothing for free. But you say that without really understanding what the game is. A lot of this shit that we do in this game is for free, or relationships. So it's like it's not just all about money. Yes, the money come with it, but first you have to understand what your value is before you ask for the money. So if a nigga you out your neighborhood and you say you want to do a show, nigga say, okay, you got a little hot song and fuck what you do this show. Man, I want 5,000. Why you want 5,000? You know why? Okay, do you feel like you could put 500 people in the club at $20 a head? You feel like you put 1,000 people in, $20 a head? Not just your neighborhood, not just niggas down the street that support you. The whole city. The whole city coming out to see you. You gonna pack it up? You gonna sell sections? Niggas gonna spend $1,000 to buy a section to come see you? If yeah, then yeah, you should get your 5, 6, 7,000. But if not, bro, stay humble. Get your money, try to stay booked up in front of people. Promote your shit.
Gotcha. And I'm glad you said that. How do artists actually, scale their booking? Because, everybody sees certain markets, like an A market or B market. Mm-hmm. And that's always us think, this ain't the market that they put us in because we don't have the venues. Mm-hmm. So it's some artists we want 100K, but we don't have, we didn't have 100K venues for a long time here. So I want to know how, far as you being a booking, manager and also dealing with the artist, and the artist wants a certain amount in a 1B or C market, how do you kind of scale it?
I mean, it's business. Every business isn't designed to fit where you're going to. I mean, if you want to buy a Maybach, is Maybach gonna give you a price because you in New Orleans? Gonna give you a Maybach for $75,000 because you in New Orleans?
Nope.
All right. These prices, they prices. This is what a nigga work for. This is what we built our shit up to, and it's what we know. I know, with my artists, Moneybag Yo, what we just proved on this last tour we just did, we put 7,000-8,000 people in the building every night on our tour. This is hard tickets facts. You go look this shit up. So why would we go take 100,000 when we know our worth? That's what we work for. We ain't trying to go backwards. We ain't trying to, we're trying to go up.
And so, it is for people who watching, but it's a big difference from booking a club, concert,
yeah, it's once you grow, it's once you grow, with us, it's bro, our staff, when we do a show, when Moneybag Yo does a show, our staff is 20,000. Dancers, DJ, production people, light man, cameraman, monitors, all these different people. We gotta fly 10, 15 people in and pay them for a show. That's the status that we on. That's the level. When people come to that type of show, that's what they expect to see, a show. You don't just expect to see a nigga rapping on stage with a bottle in his hand. That ain't, we passed that level. We did that. That was cool. That helped us get where we at. But we passed that. Everything we do now is big.
And it's crazy because South by Southwest just passed, and I just looked at a picture from maybe 7, 8 years ago of me and Moneybag Yo, and I was looking at his jury, and I'm you could tell but he wasn't signed yet. Mm-hmm. So I'm dang, just show you how the years grow when somebody start really getting a real bag. Mm-hmm. I said, man, it's crazy. I said, man, if your life could really change with this music shit. Yeah. Cause on this picture, I'm gonna show you when it's over. He got a little, little small, little Jesus cross gold change with if 1 year later, if him signing to CMG, changed his life. He was already making money and making moves in the streets.
Yeah, he was he that goes back to what I was telling you about locking the town down. The time when Moneybag Yo came up, my man right here vouched. Nigga, you couldn't go nowhere in Memphis without hearing Moneybag Yo when he was coming out. Nigga, you couldn't go to the gas station, you couldn't go to Walmart, you couldn't go to Kroger, you couldn't go to the club, you couldn't go goddamn it, anywhere, you was gonna hear Moneybagg Yo. So if you came through Memphis, Tennessee around that time when he was coming up.
Right. But I'm gonna vouch because all the Memphis pimps hang on Bourbon Street.
Yeah.
So they got people on the Bourbon Street listening to Moneybagg Yo.
Yeah.
Like that's the reason why I even knew who Moneybagg Yo was when I saw him and all. I'm like, man, I'm a pimp. We listen to you on Bourbon Street.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I knew who he was.
But if you came through Memphis, Tennessee
And he
around
ran
that time, you had no choice. You was gonna hear it. Wherever you went, you was gonna hear it nonstop. Just same thing with Gotti. That's what I was saying. Same thing with Gotti come up. Same thing with Pooh Shiesty. Same thing with Big
It
T.
took over the city.
All of they come up. You couldn't go nowhere in Memphis, Tennessee without hearing them. So they shit just spread. It went from, everybody in Memphis got cousins in Chicago. Everybody in Memphis got cousins in, you know what I'm saying, Detroit. And you know what I'm saying? Shit just, you know what I'm saying? Like that's how that shit happen, bro. You take over you lock the town down for real. You lock it down for real. Your shit gonna spread and you gonna go organically.
Yeah, but everybody gonna talk about you.
Word of mouth.
Tell us, actually, what's next for you?
I mean, I did a lot of shit. I did the nightclubs. I got a nightclub in Atlanta right now. I had strip clubs. I'm into the nightclub thing, the real estate thing. So, so I'm into investing. I do a lot of different shit outside of the music. So, as we getting older, like I'm just leaning more into the investment side of shit when it goes. So that's where I'm at right now.
Gotcha. And also, but last but not least, tell the world, what can they find you on social media and everywhere else?
Instagram, I'll be on the Instagram, JS_MGMT. Twitter, JS Management 27. That's all I really be on, Instagram and Twitter.